He had learned early how to keep his answers short. When relatives asked what he was working on, he said, "Software," which invited a nod and a polite change of subject. When his parents asked if he'd thought about something more stable, he said he was figuring it out. The words were useful because they ended conversations. The family didn't like uncertainty. They liked proof. His brother was proof. A car that arrived wrapped in a bow. A condo with a parking space. A desk at his father's firm, already named, already explained. Success that could be photographed and pointed at. At dinners, the praise flowed easily, comparative without needing to be explicit. The disappointment sat elsewhere, quiet but assigned. Thanksgiving was held at a bar this year, neutral ground. His mother said, easier for everyone. He arrived on time. He always did. The bartender recognized him from previous years and slid a glass of water across before he asked. The room filled with familiar shapes and voices. He listened more than he spoke. When someone asked what he was doing now, he answered with a sentence that contained no verbs likely to be challenged. The toast came after the second round. His brother stood, confident, glass raised. He said the right things about gratitude and family. Then he smiled in that way that suggested generosity. "Maybe someday you'll catch up," he said, looking at him friendly enough to pass. Laughter followed. Comfortable laughter. The kind that seals a moment. He smiled back because it cost nothing and saved time. 15 minutes later, he was at the bar paying for another water when the television above the shelves flickered to a local segment. The volume was low, but the chyron was bright and unmistakable. ACH star ta QIO artifo R40OM offended BY local man. The photo rotated in crop tight. His hair looked the same as it had for years. The suit was new. He didn't react. He didn't need to. The bartender glanced up, then back at him, then up again. A pause stretch, small and precise. "Hey," the bartender said, uncertain. "Is that?" He nodded once. The room noticed in pieces. A cousin first, then an aunt who leaned forward to read. Someone asked whose company it was. Someone else answered before he could. His brother turned. The whisper was close, almost private. "Wait, that's your company." He didn't correct the possessive. He just said yes. What followed wasn't applause or confrontation. It was recalibration. Conversation stalled. Phones came out. The television anchor moved on to weather, but the headline had already done its work. His parents approached together, expressions careful. Pride tried to surface, but it had no script yet. Questions stacked behind their eyes unsorted. "You didn't tell us," his mother said, not accusing, not apologizing. "I didn't think it mattered," he replied. The truth felt accurate without being sharp. Authority arrived without him inviting it. A reporter's voicemail came through, then another. The bartender asked if he wanted the sound up. He declined. By the time dessert menus appeared, the room had split into two currents, those trying to connect themselves to the news and those avoiding it. His brother sat quietly, glass untouched. They didn't argue. No one raised a voice. There was nothing to correct in public. The story had already been told elsewhere, in language the family respected. Later, outside, his father asked practical questions. Taxes, advisors, timing, the way he always did when something became real. He answered some of them. He didn't answer all. In the weeks that followed, messages arrived framed as congratulations but carrying old assumptions, offers of advice, requests for introductions, suggestions about what should come next. He replied when it made sense. He declined when it didn't. Nothing was resolved. Not really. The family learned a new fact, not a new way of seeing. Pride replaced disappointment, but the scale remained. He didn't correct that either. Vindication, he found, wasn't a feeling. It was the absence of the need to explain.